What is up, guys? We got a what is it? A Gemini player. You may have seen him before in the past RBETs for the side event winners. He faced off against Fraser Smith, the great Fraser Smith in the finals, and he got second place with the Gemini. So he decided to play Gemini again for this event. And how did you do for this event?
I didn't do as well as I would hope to. I went 5-3, but still a positive record, so I'll take that. I felt like this deck played a lot better than it should have, in all honesty. It felt like a great call into the meta, all things considered. With Vayu being everywhere, this deck really hates on it. So I think it was actually just a really good choice in general for this matchup.
I see. So Vayu Turbo, and you went to the dark side and played Vayu Turbo for a lot of events.
I still have it, yes.
Yeah, you still have the deck in your possession. And but for this particular RBT, you decided to go back to your roots.
Because it was going to be a good meta call.
Because it was going to be a good meta call. I see. So you're saying you also have other good matchups besides Vayu Turbo?
Yes, Blackwing is actually a pretty good matchup for me because I play 2 Starlight Roads and I play already a ton of Scrap Iron Scarecrows. In fact, today there was a game where I prohibitioned his Kalutes and he had all 3 in his hand, and the Scrap Iron Scarecrows could not allow him to attack, and I was able to get a lot of resources. He still won that game, but I prolonged the game far longer than it should have gone.
I see. So do you think Gemini should be replayed again in Edison format after today's performance?
Absolutely. I do think that Gemini is a deck that still is a good contender.
Okay, perfect. By the way, do you know BK Kids Club, or are you BK
Yes,
Kids?
I do.
Okay, and do you guys exchange ideas often, very often for Geminis?
To be honest, I came back to this on Monday, and I didn't even talk to him about playing it.
I see.
But I did look at his deck list from before, and I got a lot of good inspiration from it. But I did make some tweaks because there are some things that I still disagree with, which you will see in the deck profile.
Okay, what were your matchups throughout the whole day? Your losses first, and then your wins.
So my losses were to a Vayu Turbo in round 2, in which I punted. I should have won that match, but I punted so bad. I was so tired, but it's fine. I learned from that mistake. I lost to Frog Hero. Just can't deal with all their back row, especially into game 3. He just had that. And then the other one was to a Blackwing. Once again, back row was able to kill me, and I couldn't. And also breaking on Titanial 2 games in a row didn't help.
Oh, you played Titanium, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to know what your wins were against, and yeah.
That would be, in round 1, it's on stream. I played against Caliber Cat, which I won. I won against a Vayu Turbo, Jinzo OTK, I did have a no-show, and then I beat Vayu Turbo again.
Okay, so you have a positive win rate against Vayu Turbo, and you didn't play against a single Blackwing?
I did. I played against the one in round 7 that I lost to.
Oh, I see. So you lost to Blackwings and and the Vayu Turbo as well.
I lost to one Vayu Turbo that I punted. I lost to Frog Hero, which was just bad time, and then I lost to Blackwing, which was also just back row hate against the max.
And do you think that Gemini has a good matchup against Hero Frogs or Frogs in general?
Absolutely. I think it has a great matchup into it. You just have to see your back row.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go into your deck profile and see what the changes you made since the last RBET. I'm excited to see this.
So first of all, people, including BK Kids Club, have cut this card down to 2.
Okay.
I am sick of seeing this. Dark Valkyria is your best Gemini monster in the entire deck. Please stop cutting it down to 2.
Yeah.
This is a mandatory 3 of. I said this in the last video, I'll say it again, mandatory 3 of.
Got it.
This card was definitely one of the bigger MVPs of the day. Valkyria just does everything you need for the deck and more.
Before we start forward, Valkyria, what were you destroying with Valkyria? Made her MVP, I guess.
I hit a few Thought Rollers. I think I hit 2 Armed Wings today. I've destroyed plenty of set Raikos, set Hamsters. I think in one turn I hit 3 set Raikos, 3 set Hamsters in the same turn.
Yeah.
Because I had two Valkyrias and was able to send one into the graveyard and revive it with Blazing Butterfly. So I was able to wipe out all of their set monsters, none of them activated, and did kill them from there.
So you're Gemini summoning these Dark Valkyria using a specific spell card, I'm assuming? Or
yeah, you usually Supervise, or you'll go for Ultimate Offering. In one matchup, I was able to just keep this on the board for an extra turn and normal summon it again, give it to 21, able to beat, and then send a card afterwards.
Got it. So it gets +2s, essentially.
Exactly.
I see.
So, 3 Dark Valkyria, keep playing it. Please keep playing it at 3. It is the worst card. It is the best.
The worst, but also
worst
best.
card to cut. It is the worst card to cut.
Got it. Phrasing.
So,
Let's go to the next one.
2 Blazing Butterflies, very standard. You don't want to see it super often, so you cut it down to 2. You just play it at 2. Toon Magician, your tuner, really good. Evocator Chevalier. Still really strong. It's a 19 B stick, which actually does help in the Blackwing match.
Yeah.
So I still like this card. Of course, 2 Gemini Soldiers.
Okay.
Best card basically all weekends. I had people reading this almost every single match. They're like, wait, it doesn't die on the first attack?
Yeah.
And so I was able to get free advantage from there. Moving on to like the plant engine basically. 2 Lone Fires, obviously. 2 Gigaplants. You need it. There's no way you don't. 1 Titanial.
Okay.
This was another one this is the one that was new from the list. It used to be in the side. I put it into the main. Personally, I'm probably gonna put it back because
the side deck?
Yeah, back to the side deck. 'Cause
Okay.
I kept bricking on this card a bit too often when I shouldn't be. It's still a great card, but it's only good for certain matchups.
Got it.
Last plant, Nettles. And then to grab these cards, I play Sangan and Morphing Jar.
Got it.
Morphing Jar, I used to hate this card, but I've fallen back to it now, thanks to seeing it in a lot of the other Gemini lists. I was like, I might as well give it a shot. I actually thoroughly enjoy this card now.
Okay.
So I've fallen back in love with Morphing Jar.
Got it. So cut Titanial going forward.
Yep, cut the channel going forward.
Okay.
On to the spells. 3 Upstart.
Okay.
3 Supervise. Your best card in your deck. You have a Gemini, normal summon it. All right, Supervise. You're good to go.
Yep.
You're able to get plus a billion off that card usually.
Yep.
And then of course the best 1-for-1 in the game, Gemini Spark. Gemini Spark is just way too good. You get a free draw off of it afterwards. There's nothing bad with that card at all. And then for the last
Unfortunately,
spell,
you're only able to use the Gemini Spark on level 4 or lowers, right?
No, only level 4s. I can't use
only
on,
level
on
4s.
Gemini on Hero.
Yeah.
On Soldier. If I could, I would.
Yeah.
But yes. And then the last one, MST.
Got it.
No Heavy Storm because you don't want to ruin your own shit.
Got it.
Onto the traps.
No heavy storm. Okay.
Duh.
Also offer. Yep. Good stuff.
3 Reinforced Truth. I do like this. I like a 3-2 ratio, but I will fully admit that every single match I cut one of these immediately to take for a different card because I didn't want to see it I didn't want to see it that often in games 2 and 3. 2 Bottomless,
Yep.
which is funny later on. 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. This used to be at 1 of, now it's at 2 of.
There you go. Bumping it
this
up.
card pissed people off all day.
Absolutely.
When people can't attack into your stuff and you just go Scrap Iron, they actually get mad at you.
Yeah.
This stops Gladiator Beast, which I hate more than any other deck in the format. It stops Sure right in its tracks. If they have Collude and they're trying to go for a game, you can just flip this on them and be like, no.
Yeah,
You're
works on its own.
again. Exactly. And also it just resets itself, so it's another Starlight Road thing.
Yeah.
Mirror Force, 1 of, really strong. Solemn Judgment, 1 of, strongest one in the game. Imperial Iron Wall,
In the main deck.
little conflicting considering you play Bottomless in this as well. I actually really enjoyed this. This worked way too well than I thought. I saw this card and I never saw this card, or I saw these cards and I never saw this.
Yeah.
It was absolutely hysterical how the deck worked. I still thoroughly enjoy it because you're able to just keep them off of their own cards, especially against Frog Hero and Vayu. They can't do anything under this card. This card hurts them so often, and then this card also hurts both of them if they're able to play. So I really like the 1 and 2.
Yeah, but there's an interaction where if you have both of them, you activate the Bottomless first as Chain Link 1 and then Chain Link Iron Wall.
I will hold the Bottomless until I'm able to use it.
Yeah.
Then I'll go for the Imperial Iron Wall.
Got it. But if it's the same chain, then Bottomless first, then Chain Iron Wall,
Yes.
it'll destroy the monster.
It'll just destroy it, not banish it.
Yeah, banish
but
it.
It can work, but I just necessarily don't want it to.
Got it. Okay.
And then the last trap, 2 Starlight Roads, pretty obvious. I had both of these go off in one game against the Blackwing guy that I lost to. This is the only game that I won, was when I had both of them set, and then he Heavy Storms, I flip one over, next turn, I'm able to normal summon a monster, attack, he flips over Mirror Force, I flip over the second one.
Yeah.
And he was like, no fucking shot.
So you're dodging oppression because Gemini Soldier activates in the damage
Gemini
step.
Soldier, Lone Fire Blossom,
Lone Fire Blossom
Giga
doesn't,
Plants,
but
they
those don't
all
dodge.
switch them.
Those don't dodge
They will not
oppression. But Gemini Soldier can.
Gemini Soldier can because it's all damage step
Yeah.
stuff, but the other two cannot, and I prefer to play those cards than not.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
That's it for the main deck. Do you want to go to the side or extra?
Whatever you want.
Let's go with the extra first.
Okay, check out.
Extra is pretty identical to the one last time. One Armory Arm, never went into it today. One Eldritch Catastor, never went into it today.
Surprising.
One Brio, never went into it today. One Goyo, never went into it today.
Let's go into something that we did go into.
One Blacker still never went into it. I did actually go into these guys.
Yeah, of
I did
course.
go into Blackwood Dragos. 3,000 beat stick that if it dies, you get to revive a Gemini and it gets its effects. Pretty strong, and it hits spell and traps.
It doesn't miss
It's
timing?
really strong. And I think it does. I think it works like dupe a little
Does
bit.
it have the word can in there?
When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select one
no.
Gemini monster in your graveyard and special summon it.
though.
Unfortunately, so if it dies by battle, which most likely it will not because it's a 3,000 beat stick, you will be able to get a Gemini off of it, which is really strong.
Got it.
Colossal Fighter, never went into it, probably could have. Dark End, never went into it, probably could have.
Yeah.
But you just want these things because they're very easy just to keep going with other things. RDA, never came up today. I only played against one Hero Frog, and he beat me pretty fast to the point where I couldn't use this guy. 2 Stardust Dragons. Obviously, yep. Because you play 2 Starlight Roads. I had both of these at one point from the Starlight Roads.
Got it.
Still very strong card. Always, if you go Lone Fire Supervised, this is the only card you make. You do not make anything else unless your back row has a Starlight Road waiting.
Yeah.
Thought Ruler made this today to gain back health, in which after I used my Ultimate Offerings, this card's insane.
Yeah.
Mistworm, never went into it today. And then Chimera Tech, I never faced a single machine guy.
There's so many today.
There was a lot, and I dodged them all.
Nice. Neos.
So, moving on to the side.
Moving on.
Neos Mission Grammel.
Okay.
This might be a cut.
Oh,
Honestly.
surprising with the Ultimate Offering combo? Where
Yeah.
You just keep looping him?
I never once. I only cited it in once, and it was in Caliber Cat because they kept on setting. I still don't like this card that often.
Surprising.
I still think you could play better options. 2 Fossil Dyna. It's too strong of a card to not play it.
Yeah, you can set it.
Exactly.
Yeah. With
2
the Ultimate Offering.
Oh yeah, by far. You can just go the entire board. Okay, cool. Set it.
Are you gonna do
You
that?
lost. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
2 Cyber Dragons.
Yeah.
Really strong. MVP of the weekend. Prohibition.
Yeah, I know you love this card.
I will ride and die with this card. If you're playing Gemini, this is the reason why you're playing Gemini. It's not because they're good with Ultimate Offering, it's because you love Prohibition in the side.
Got it.
Prohibition stops so many decks. I stopped a Vayu player from killing me because of this one
You
card.
just call value.
He had 2 in the graveyard, and he didn't use any of them. Next turn, call Vayu.
Yeah.
And he lost because of that.
And you can't push, yeah.
He can't push it.
He needs a Lila or Raikou to resolve.
And he never saw them.
Yeah.
1 Dust Tornado, just to get rid of some certain things. You do play the second Imperial Iron Wall in the side. I still like 1 in the main. You usually will cut it into certain matchups. Shit Imprisoning Mirror, mainly for Vayu. You hate Vayu with this deck.
Yeah, I can tell.
2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, never sided them into today. Never had to play against Light Sworns or anything like that.
Yeah.
1 Dark Bribe, I did side into this a lot today because I wanted to make sure that some of my cards survived. And then lastly, 2 copies of Pulling the Rug, never sided into them.
Yeah, I mean, frogs have been dodging pulling the rug with main decking the Unifrog.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I never sided into it, and I never saw a matchup where this was actually going to be good. So.
And you don't want to side restrict because that shuts off your Lone Fire.
Exactly. So it's just.
Lone Fire and Stardust effect.
Exactly. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, cool. I'll just play this into frog. Into frog like pure, or into anything that likes to normal summon a lot.
Yeah.
Never saw that.
I
So
guess if
never
you
saw
have
that.
Stardust out and pulling the rug, it's a pretty good combo.
Oh yeah, if I do,
It stops Unifrog.
it stops Unifrog. It stops so much shit.
And then the pulling the rug just stops the Caius.
It's such a good match.
Tag
It's
team
such a
in
good
heaven.
match. Yeah, but that's it. That was the entire deck. Cutting, yeah, once again, Tails probably going to go to the side. Neospatial's probably just going to come out entirely. This was a 41 card deck list, so you can take out the Titanial. You can mess around with the list. Don't cut Dark Valkyria.
What would you make? What changes would you make going forward with this deck?
Definitely. So probably the next time when I play this deck, I'm definitely going to cut the Titanial out of the main, and also cut the Neospatial Grammel out of the side. As for putting stuff in, I think everything is pretty much good. This is a really strong list. If you want to, you can try...
Hidden Armory or something?
You can try Hidden Armory. I just don't like it because you like to normal summon a lot.
Yeah, also good offering.
Exactly.
You can notice some of your opponents.
Exactly. But I think the best card probably moving forward is either switching out the upstarts to legacies.
Okay.
Legacy Yatagarasus.
So
That's
you'll
like
give
the
it that
only
option.
thing that I might change.
Okay. Well, until then, we'll find out the new Kyle Jochim tech for Gemini, and how he conflicts with the BK Club, his ideas of Dark Valkyria.
Exactly.
But yeah, congrats on your tournament run at RBET LA. Really proud of you for taking a deck that is not commonly seen at all in Edison, the Metastatic, and I'm glad that you were able to do something to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
With your 5-3 run against Fire Turbos.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll see you next time, Kyle, and hope to see you more in the future.
Thank you.
Peace out.